Hello everyone. One of the things I find interesting about Albert King is how committed he was to the humble minor pentatonic. Whether he was playing over a minor blues or a major blues like Crosscut Saw, the minor pentatonic was all he needed to play a killer solo. I know many might scoff at this as a lack of sophistication and knowledge. The pentatonic is the first scale that we tend to learn as guitar players, but how many of us can actually use it as expressively and in as many musical contexts as Albert did? So I thought it would be interesting to do a video on Crosscut Saw to explore some of Albert's methods and soloing over a major blues using strictly the minor pentatonic, as well as some phrasing ideas and signature licks of his. I know my playing here is by no means perfect, but I hope it will be enough to demonstrate some of his ideas and concepts. Okay, so we're going to be in A flat, and really for the whole thing we'll be playing in A flat minor pentatonic, box 1 and box 2. Now everybody knows box 1, I hope. And for box 2 we'll be using the upper segment of that, so the Albert box, as many people like to call it. So the opening phrase has us doing this. Short and sweet, and we're doing a quarter tone bend on this minor third here. Next, we'll be bending the minor third up a whole tone. And that's a very Albert King thing to do, playing a double stop and then sliding off. Okay, for the next phrase, we're moving up into shape 2. And that's going to be played over the 4 chord. Next, we're moving back into shape 1. And the thing you have to watch out for is pitching this minor third up a tone and then up a semitone. So that's a very Albert King thing to do as well. And next we have the turnaround. This is a very signature line to Albert King. So here we're moving up the pentatonic. Now here we're going to do a slide. Now for this quick slidey thing, you can actually substitute that for a bend. Really has the same effect. I would probably rather do that. The reason for why I made this a slide is because that's what Albert does on the record, but when you're incorporating this into your own playing, then you may want to just consider playing a bend instead. I think that's easier. And of course we have that signature Albert King thing, bending up a tone and then a semitone. Now solo 2 uses much of the same framework and ideas as solo 1, so I think we'll be able to get through this pretty quickly. Here's the opening phrase. That's a nice lick in shape 2. Staying in shape 2. Okay, now in this next phrase we have this big full bend that we're going to push up and then gradually release over several beats. And then we're back into. And now it's time for the turnaround. Now in the series of bends that I've just played, the important thing to note is the fourth bend is a bit sharp. So we're trying to push the note up an extra quarter tone or so. Albert King would often pitch his bends just a little bit sharp, and sometimes just in a way that most people would not be able to get away with, but he would. He just made it work. Now on to the next 12 bars. Staying in shape 2. Now for the next phrase we have another really long bend, even longer than last time. And then we're back to this again. A little bit of a variation there. Now for the turnaround. Again, feel free to substitute the slide for a bend in that line instead. And that's it. There's a lot to unpack here, and I hope you found a few good licks and lines you can incorporate into your own playing. For me, Albert King's playing ultimately serves as a reminder that although it's great to know triads, chord tones, modes, and how to blend major and minor pentatonics, when it comes to blues, the minor pentatonic itself is fundamentally all you need.